Indianapolis might be known as Naptown, but when it comes to sports venues, it punches above its weight. Particularly when it comes to indoor venues. With that being said, here are the stadiums and arenas of Indianapolis. Bud and Jackie Salick Bowl. This place is home to the Butler Bulldogs, and before we get to the stadium, how on earth is that a Butler Bulldog? No suit and tie, very aggressive body language, no opposable thumbs. Good at fetching things though. Butler's the name of the university. A lot of stadiums with a capacity as small as this have large gaps where the field is bordered by nothing and can look a bit ugly. But here you've got the grass hill behind each end zone, combined with the main stand to the west, and the student housing along the eastern side, and it makes for quite an intimate venue. Hinkle Fieldhouse. This elongated, arched roof, brick-clad building is one of the oldest basketball arenas going round. It's nearly a centurion. It was once a more prominent venue than it is today. In fact, from when it was built in 1928 until 1950, Hinkle Fieldhouse was the largest basketball arena in the country. Back then it had a capacity of around 15,000. The elongated nature is also noticeable inside, where the sideline seating seems to just keep going back into the abyss, whereas the baseline seating is quite compact. I like that though. A lot of arena interiors look identical. This is one of a kind. Victory Field. Despite having opened in the mid-90s, this ballpark is named in honor of the Allies' victory in World War II. That is partially due to the fact that its predecessor, Bush Stadium, was renamed Victory Field during World War II. As far as minor league ballparks go, this is very grandiose, both inside and out. An imposing exterior and an upper deck that extends all the way along the foul line are not common minor league ballpark features. I suppose Indianapolis would have to be one of the largest cities without a major league team, so it makes sense. The highlight of the ballpark though is nothing to do with the architecture. It's got to be the city skyline view. Indiana University Natatorium. This is a type of venue that doesn't often feature on the channel. It's a swimming pool. The largest indoor pool in the country, capacity-wise. It often hosts Olympic trials and whatnot. What is there to say about a pool? They keep the water at 79 degrees Fahrenheit. It's 26 Celsius. Oh, that wall over there lists the names of everyone who qualified for the Olympics whilst training here. Lucas Oil Stadium would have to be one of my favourite NFL stadiums. It is completely unique. Firstly, you've got the red brick and limestone exterior, which is inspired by the basketball arenas that Indiana is known for. There's also a bit of an industrial theme to it. Indianapolis is, I believe, a fairly industrious city. Secondly, there's not just a retractable roof, but retractable windows as well, which allows for airflow, of course, as well as a great downtown view once more. Yeah, it's not a panoramic view like it is at Victory Field, but the way the window frames it is just kinda cool. This place just has a bit of everything that I like to see in a stadium. No grass berm, no trees, but, that would be ridiculous. Gainbridge Fieldhouse. This too was inspired by the collegiate and high school arenas of Indiana. It shares not only the red bricks, but also the arched roof of Hinkle Fieldhouse. There's just a whole lot more glass used throughout. The interior is a little boring by comparison, as is usually the case with NBA arenas. You can only do so much when you're trying to cram nearly 20,000 people around a basketball court. Still, the amenities including the video board that nearly stretches from baseline to baseline are world class. Indiana Farmers Coliseum. Man, this place just keeps popping up on the channel. I'm not complaining though because it's an architectural gem. I mean, it would have to be one of the only buildings in the world that combines Art Deco and Garfield. Why Garfield, you ask? Well, Garfield is an Indiana creation. He hates Mondays, but he'll lend his image to a fine sports venue like this any day. Unfortunately, I couldn't find lasagna on the menu here, but they've got nachos. Do you like nachos, Garfield?
Fuck you, just give me my lasagna, man.
Okay then. I swear Garfield doesn't sound like that. I like those windows. IU Michael Carroll Track and Soccer Stadium. Technically it's IU Michael Carroll Track and Field and Soccer Stadium, but I think the name is long enough as is. Soccer has taken center stage here since Indy 11, a USL Championship team, was founded about 10 years ago. Although, as you'll see later on, they won't be here for long. It's not a bad venue though. I particularly like how, unlike many small athletic stadiums, the design is actually quite distinctive. In particular, the way the main stand curves around the bends, like the banking turns at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Once more, this is not a type of venue that I normally talk about, but this is one of the oldest racetracks in the world, the largest sports venue of any kind in the world, and is within the bounds of the Indianapolis metro area. So yeah, I'm obviously going to include the Brickyard as they call it. It gets that name because the track was actually originally made from bricks. I believe it was entirely changed to asphalt in 1961. Well, there is still a small strip of bricks, as a reminder that Big Brick still runs this town. And they're always watching you. If going round and round and round and round and round a track is a bit too confusing, Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park might be your thing. It's a drag strip, and despite the name, drag strips are perfectly straight. It's actually one of the world's greatest drag strips, host of the US Nationals, which is the sport's largest event. There is also an oval track and a disused road course, but most of the seating is over here. 11 Park. As the eagle-eyed amongst you may have noticed, this is a rendering rather than a real stadium. Yes, as I alluded to earlier, Indy 11 are building a new home, but it won't be completed for a couple of years. I thought it was just worth a mention, as once it is complete, it will be one of the nicest stadiums in the city. And seemingly one of the only sports venues in Indiana that doesn't feature a brick exterior. Perhaps Big Brick's influence is waning. And those were the stadiums of Indianapolis, Indiana, United States of America, Earth, Milky Way, Local Group, Universe. Please consider subscribing if you're new around here. As always, thanks for watching, have a good one.